Hello minasan, it's Hisako again. I hope you are having a wonderful day. Today's video is going to talk a little bit about skincare. When you're doing stuff like Henshin, where you're wearing a lot of costume type makeup and heavy makeup, it's really important to be on top of skincare. Because a lot of people will ask me like, hey, isn't that really bad for your skin? And yeah, it's not great for your skin. I'm not going to lie, it's not great for your skin. Compared to Shironuri makeup, so I use Marin face paint and Marin face powder, so it's more costume grade. But even with traditional Shironuri or oshiroi makeup, which is what the geisha actually use, where they paint it on and then they pat it in and stuff. I had tried that when I did the Henshin experience in Kyoto on my honeymoon in 2023, and that was a little hard on my skin. They use a special wax called a Buddha for like their primer essentially underneath, and this does help put a barrier between your skin and the oshiroi or the white makeup that they use. Since the white makeup can be very hard on your skin, it's very drying, it can clog pores, it's not acne friendly. The Abuda wax is supposed to help put a barrier between the two. However, because I have pores the size of Texas, stuff gets into my pores really easily and it can get clogged. And after doing the wax, which did get in my pores and clog them, even after wearing oshiroi makeup for, I want to say, maybe 2 hours, if that, I didn't wear it very long, I already had a couple of fresh zits after I took it off. I could actually feel them. I was like, oh no. So it was not fun. My skin did not enjoy that. Same thing with the Marin face paint, because it is very thick and greasy. The powder helps a lot, but when you first put it on, like I use my fingers to kind of warm it up a little bit, and it is very greasy. Yes, that will cause breakouts as well. It does get into your pores. Now, some people don't experience breakouts with the Marin Clown White face paint. Awesome. But if you don't clean it off very, very well, some people, like myself, will experience a breakout. Same thing with Shironuri makeup. If you don't clean that off really, really well, you will experience some level of a breakout. So most people will. But some people are lucky and they don't, and we envy them. But yes, the thing to keep in mind is when you take off the makeup, I have used makeup wipes, and we're talking specifically about the Marin makeup since that's what I use. Same kind of concept with the Shironuri, and I'll get into that in a minute, but focusing specifically on what I use with the Marin face paint. I used to use makeup wipes to take it off, since that's generally what I use for my regular everyday makeup to take off. But you've really got to scrub to get this off. The good news is it stays in place really well. The bad news is when you want to take it off, it won't go anywhere. You really have to scrub, and it can be really, really hard on your skin. After I'd be done, my skin would be pretty raw, and so I couldn't really do the astringent I needed to do to clean the pores, and it just looked like red and angry. So I've since changed up my routine with that. I actually use cold cream to take it off. I just use Pond's brand cold cream in like the little jar. It doesn't smell really great. It smells super old-timey and vintage and not in a good way. And it's very, very greasy feeling, but it helps all the makeup just melt right off. It is such a game changer when it comes to removing things like Marin face paint, or you can also use the same kind of products for Shironuri makeup. They do make a special cleanser that you can use for it, for like the Japanese stage makeup, but I'm sure you could use Pond's cold cream as well and it would work very similar. It's a similar concept, but it's very oily and it does help break down all the makeup. It does make your skin feel really gross afterwards, so it's important to wash your face really, really well. But the good news is it will take everything off. I only have to use makeup wipes for like the eye area to kind of get in the corners and get the mascara and eyeliner off. And yeah, I use just kind of a quick wipe on the face just to make sure any little bits like on the sides of my nose and stuff have been removed. And then usually I'll do that right before I shower so I can go ahead and actually clean off, since I do have makeup like underneath here in the back of my neck. It's easier to clean all of that off in the shower. I use my facial cleanser to make sure we get everything cleaned up. And then after you get out of the shower, that is when, once I pat my face dry, I will do my astringent. So I use a salicylic I get tongue-tied a lot. Salicylic acid astringent to clean my pores, since I do get a lot of gunk in my pores from the makeup. So it's hard to do if you've used makeup wipes and you've rubbed your skin raw. You will not want to put that on. It will burn. But if you're using the Pond's cold cream and it's really gentle, it'll make it easier to come in with the astringent and actually deep clean all the pores and get all of that stuff out. And then after that's dry, I just put on a really good moisturizer to make sure my skin doesn't dry out, since cleaning this off can cause a little bit of dryness. So just make sure you moisturize really well. And that's pretty much it. And I haven't had any issues with my skin getting dry or flaky or breaking out after taking off the Marin face paint. So very, very important to make sure you use a gentle cleanser like cold cream so you don't damage the skin. Helps it melt right off. Make sure that you wash your face really well afterwards with whatever facial cleanser that you use, so you can get not only the excess makeup off, but all the excess cold cream. And I highly recommend using an astringent to help just deep clean the pores to make sure you get everything out of it. And that can be any kind of astringent you like to use. I prefer salicylic acid, but if you have like a witch hazel one, or something else, benzoyl peroxide, whatever you prefer to use. But I highly recommend that, and then make sure you finish up with a moisturizer to prevent the skin from drying out. So that is my face routine for how I deal with wearing the Shiro Nuri makeup. Geisha use very specific products for skincare when it comes to their makeup. I'm not entirely sure what all those are, since I've not used any products like that, but I do know that because of how hard the makeup is on their skin, they are very religious about skincare to make sure they keep their skin looking healthy and moisturized and fresh, since they're doing the makeup every day, so it can be very hard on your skin, so it's important to keep up with that. I only do my Geisha Henshin, I think, for the most part, like every other weekend is when I do my stuff. You'll notice I have a lot of videos I pre-record ahead of time so I can save some time and have my weekends open for other responsibilities I have. But yes, that's why it's really important to keep on top of skincare. Otherwise, yes, you'll probably get a breakout and it won't be fun. So that's what I do, but whatever skincare routine works for you. But if you have any questions, please let me know below and I will answer them. And I will see you guys in the next video. Take care, everyone. ありがとうございました。